Now this Negan character. He's gonna be a real son of a bitch. What's up, guys? I usually don't do TV episode recaps unless it's something I think it's noteworthy to discuss. And last night's episode of The Walking Dead is definitely noteworthy because to me, The Walking Dead, it's one of those shows that's so many rungs above everyday normal TV. It's right there with Game of Thrones for me. And last night's episode was, wow, really, really great. And there's a few things I want to talk about, but let me preface this by saying this is spoiler filled. So if you have not watched last night's episode or any of The Walking Dead, then I would not watch this review unless you just don't care. But first off, we pick up where we left off in the last episode back in October. And you got Negan's gang there, and they have kind of a standoff between Daryl and Rick's clan. And right away, you can tell that Negan and his group, they are not playing around whatsoever. They are telling it how it is. If you don't abide by what we say, then you're done. And that scene was just so tense. And I just loved the end of it. I'm not gonna lie, I thought Sasha and Abraham, I thought they were goners. And then all of a sudden, Daryl just pulls out this Uzi and blows all of them up. What a shocker. And I think immediately after that scene, I jumped off my couch and I wanted to hug Daryl right through the TV. That's why Daryl is just such a great character. I love this character so much. He's full of surprises, but he is not a talker. He is all action. He backs it up with action. I just love Daryl. And for about the next 30-40 minutes, it was pretty grim. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is back at the subdivision, and you got Michonne and Rick and Carl and the Anderson family, and they are trying to weed their way through all the zombies. And I had a feeling that something bad was going to happen, and I was right. It was the Anderson family. The Anderson child, I knew pretty early in last season. I was like, this kid's going to be a goner eventually. And sure enough, yes, he was. And that was a pretty freaking gruesome scene. You usually don't see zombies eating kids, and it was pretty hard to stomach. And I'm not going to lie, I was surprised by the Anderson mother actually getting eaten too. But the biggest surprise is the teenage kid. He's trying to shoot Rick, and he ends up shooting Carl right in the freaking eye. So I guess Carl's going to go all Snake Plissken for the rest of the series. Or Governor Part 2, but I doubt that. But the biggest thing about this episode was it was just jam-packed with zombies. Zombies were everywhere. Zombies were the main antagonist of this episode. And after Carl gets shot in the eye, Rick just freaking loses it. He gets Carl to safety, and he goes out and just starts fighting all the zombies by himself, which I thought was kind of stupid, but he was in an emotional state. So I understand where he was coming from. And I love how this episode is really kind of bookended with Daryl just saving the day. At the end of the episode, he brings a tanker, lets out the gasoline, and just lights the place on fire. And it diverts all the zombies away from Rick and all the others. Daryl is such a badass. If they ever kill off Daryl, everybody's just gonna go nuts. But I was hoping for a little bit more on the Negan front, so I'm looking forward to that character showing himself. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who played the comedian in The Watchmen, he is just gonna be an excellent Negan, and I think it's just gonna up the ante on the show just that much more. So anyway, guys, that is my recap for last night's episode of The Walking Dead. What did you guys think of this episode? I'm really loving the way these last couple of seasons have went. I'm not gonna lie, probably seasons 3 through 5, I started losing interest, but man, it's really just picked back up, and I can't wait to see what unfolds in the future. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Humdrum out.